Um, one, one thing is as simple as having a piece of paper with a pen attached to it with tape in the kitchen, and when anybody thinks of a flavor, you just write it down on the piece of paper. And then some can take a while to develop, and some, like we're doing a peanut butter chocolate glaze for one of the vegan donuts, and that one came together quick. And then, the toasted coconut one took ages. Yeah.
Can you talk a little about the maple
Yeah,
I love it. It's such a weird thing to taste into.
It's kind of like a pancake breakfast, but that you don't need any silverware for. We work with there's a couple that has a small sugar shack in Vermont, and we get all of our syrup from them. And we've actually just started working with the Boston Brisket Company, and we're getting all of our bacon from them. So it's that nice thick cut. You start with thick cut bacon and real maple syrup. If you mess that up, that's on you. You can't blame that on anybody else.
Is there any specific reason why you wanted to start your own business?
I think that when we first started that 3 or so years ago, when we first started going to the farmers market with the kombucha, I had been living out in LA for a little while, for just under 2 years, and my dad ended up getting really sick, and my sister was around, and my brother. We all moved back, and we were with my dad, and we were with my dad for about a year, and he passed away, and then I was the executor of the will, and there wasn't that much to execute, but it still took a while, and it took months. And so at the end of those 4 months, I just sat down. I ended up moving to Somerville. My wife got a job at Mount Auburn Hospital. So we were here, I did the will, I sat down and realized that I needed a job. But in the same sense, realized that I knew that I'd be able to probably give a fairly entertaining job, like a interview, but would probably not get any jobs. So it all started off kind of creating a job. I was like, I gotta create a job for myself. And so we knew we wanted to do something with food. We knew that doing something with the farmers market would be, it would all be able to happen quicker than if we got a food truck or we tried to open a restaurant, or we ended up needing to sign a 5 to 10 year commercial lease. We knew that going to the farmers market was a pretty quick way. But we also wanted to do something kind of different. So we got the bike and we got the tap, and I knew some folks from Western Mass who had the kombucha in 5-gallon kegs, so we didn't have to produce it. So logistically, it all was able to come together a lot quicker. And then I quickly realized that it had become a business, pretty quick, and not just a job. But it started out from a point of need. Yeah.
Do you have a manager or person that help you in your own business?
What was that?
Did you have a mentor or somebody that helped you in starting your business?
I got some people shortly after we started. So after, and in that, I definitely could have used a lot more help in the very early stages with getting everything going, but we just kind of did it. And then once we were at the farmer's market, met a bunch of other people that had small businesses, and at that point, I was able to get people to talk to and get some advice and just either motivation or talk, or just kind of getting fired back up to keep grinding away, because especially in the beginning when it's really small and it's maybe just you and one other person, you need to do everything, and it definitely can get hard. It definitely can get tiring. But I love what I'm doing. I wouldn't really want to be doing anything else right now. That being said, it's also a business, and we're trying to make it a successful business. I didn't really get paid for a while, and I'm still not. But we're creating something, and it's pretty. It can be. I sometimes forget you're so close to everything that you're doing to just kind of take a step back sometimes and look around and see what has been accomplished so far, and how many donuts we've sent out into the world.
Let's give another round of applause to this guy. He's pretty awesome. Yeah, he's gonna stick around.